Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening. Welcome to our Step Up Circles. So first of all, uh, why we are doing this session? Why we are doing this particular topic? But because what I see that there are a lot of aspirants who have applied for SAP consultant job. They want to become a consultant, but they are not able to become consultant. What is the reason? And I have done a thorough research on these reasons, and I have tried to find it out the people because of I do the one-to-one counseling, 2000 plus one-to-one counseling I have done on SAP. So I know the people who are become successful, and I know a lot of people who are struggling. They are not able to get a job. So I have done a lot of research, and after doing a lot of research, under the Sastrageek solution, whatever the trainings you see now, 5 years ago, it was not in that structure. During our year-on-year research, finding it out why, what is the reason, why an individual who is opting to get trained on SAP is not able to convert himself as SAP consultant. What are the reasons? Trying to understand these reasons, we have tried to put together a bundles which is required from the individuals to opt for them, and then they would be able to become a SAP consultant. But it's very important to understand what are the reasons why people are not able to become SAP consultant. That's what we would be focusing on. And I will also try at the end to tell you, ki, bhaiya, what are the things you need to do. That also I will let you know. But because few people put the NI here, I would be going ahead with very generic questions that Bhaiya, who is SAP consultant? That thing you need to understand first. Who is SAP consultant? SAP consultants, once you are becoming SAP consultant, you would be the guy who would be going companies to companies, the companies who are interested to implement SAP. And these companies are not small companies. These companies are big companies, Fortune 500 companies, middle level companies, or high scale companies. They implement SAP. They are the very big companies who implement SAP, right? As a consultant, you go to those companies, you try to understand what is their business process in specific area, in specialized area where you are specialized in, sourcing, procurement, sales, finance, whichever the area you have expertise, that areas you go with them, you try to understand their business, and you are SAP expert. Then you tell them, ki boss, these processes which you do, which you have, can be done in SAP in this particular way. And then you try to identify that the few things which you want to do in SAP, we need to set up a particular master data, or we need to configure a system in a specific way so that it fulfill your business requirements. So that it fulfill your business requirements. That is a SAP consultant would be doing it, and then he would be configuring the system, setting up the things in the system, identifying the gaps, fulfilling the gaps with the ABAPers. With the ABAP team, they will try to fulfill the gaps. That's what SAP consultant does, right? Implementing SAP on a specific companies. For to do that, you need a very good business knowledge. You need a very good communication knowledge. You need to be very good into the SAP side of it. Another kind of project which SAP consultant does is you would be supporting a company where the SAP is already implemented. They are live with SAP. But when they are doing the SAP, they have a lot of issues which comes when user is using SAP. So you need a support consultant who would be working onto the tickets which has been raised by the users. Or while business is using SAP, the new things will come up. They need a new report. They need a new enhancement. They need to change the process. They have a new plant. They have new storage location. A lot of things which will come which need to be changed, right? So those changes consultant will bring in. A support consultant will get the tickets or the change request, and by which he would be working on them to provide the solutions. Now you understand who is SAP consultant. Who can become SAP consultant? That's a very good question. Who can become SAP consultant? And I would be talking about who can become SAP functional consultant. Functional consultant is very lucrative job. Is very lucrative job because many of people can become SAP functional consultant. It does not require any coding knowledge. No coding knowledge is required. No technical knowledge is required. You need not to be a technical person. Although SAP is a IT software ERP product, but you need not to be a techno guy to learn SAP. That's why a huge amount of people, whether coming from engineering backgrounds, coming from MBA backgrounds, coming from BComs, coming from MCA backgrounds, coming from even normal graduates also can become SAP consultant. Can become SAP consultant. So what things would be required? A good knowledge on the business process, specific business process. You should be expertise in the specific business process, having a knowledge onto the business process and the operations. Then knowing that how this business process operations can operated within SAP. Okay, what are the processes are there? How to configure it? What master data you need to set it up? If you can combine these two knowledge, you are intelligent, smart, and good in communication, and you can combine this knowledge, you can become a SAP consultant. How you can become? What are the hurdles you will be having? What steps you need to follow it up will come in the next in this session. Okay, before I jump ahead into one by one, that what is the reasons why somebody is not able to get hired as a SAP consultant, I want to know from you guys. Atanu is saying that no intention to make fake resume, at least me. Fake resumes are not required. That's one of the thing, Atanu, that the misconcept you have that the fake resume is required. Not the fake resume is required. A manipulated resume might be required. Okay, there's a difference between a fake and the manipulation. Okay, I have done 2 hours of session how the CVs need to be built, but you are pointing out to the reason that right CV. Right CV is required with the right skill set, and I will talk about this topic. This is a misconcept ki fake. There's a huge difference between fake and manipulations. I have spent in my SAP step-up circle programs, which start not the step-up circle program, SAP Job and Mastery program, and it start with the CV building. I have spent 3 hours only to guide you that how do you need to build your CV without building a fake CV, how you can showcase the experience in the CV. That's not a fake, that's the manipulation. You need to understand the difference between fake and manipulation, and I would be talking about that topic. Process knowledge, okay, that's good. Lack of communication skills, that's good. Certification of SAP, okay, not able to experience roles and responsibility of the current role, technical knowledge, communication, okay, not having 100% learning and practice, lack of knowledge, that's good, lack of technical knowledge, communication skills, practical experience, lack of confidence. Oh my God, you all know the reasons. You all know the reasons, right? So I'm not going to surprise you, but I'm going to fine tune that what is the reason and what you can do to become SAP consultant. Let's start with the reason number one. First thing is the knowledge, right? So you should be having a knowledge on a particular SAP module. So if you don't have a particular deep knowledge on one SAP module, you would always struggle, bhaiya, you will always struggle to get a job. So getting a knowledge is important. Okay, make sure you have your knowledge in one of the particular SAP module. And whenever you need a knowledge, you need also a business process knowledge. Okay, and then SAP module knowledge. So the first thing you need to do is select your module correctly. The people get wrong is selecting a module itself. A lot of people come to me. I tell you that I have done 2000 plus one-to-one counseling. So I know where people are going wrong. So working 5 years as a production engineer, working into the planning side and doing a course in SAP MM. I want to become MM consultant. Why? You need to understand one thing. SAP, although it is IT, but there is nothing IT into it. I am a mechanical engineer. Okay, by core, I am a mechanical engineer. And people ask me to, yeah, why Parminder, you jumped into the IT? And I explain them, I am not into the IT. This is not IT what I am doing. This is the business processes which I am doing. I am implementing the business processes for the companies. IT is involved everywhere. A mechanical engineer can also, a civil engineer can also, without using a IT equipments, tools, and practices, cannot do his work, right? The similar way, SAP is required for everyone, whether you are mechanical, civil, electrical, electronics, everybody need SAP. What I am doing into it, I don't do the coding. I know the business processes. I'm expert into the business processes. And I know that one of the IT tool, which is SAP, how to do those business processes in that tool. So I'm not an IT guy. I'm a business guy. I'm a functional consultant. I'm a business analyst, right? So you need to understand that. When you're learning SAP, when you're doing a consulting, you should be very strong onto the business processes, a specific business process. So you need to understand in your current job, what are the business processes you have worked on? Whether you was in production, whether you was in finance and controlling, whether you were doing sourcing, procurement, whether you was doing sales, distribution, what are the area you was working on? Okay, the people who has worked into the specific business areas have a knowledge onto these specific business processes. So you need to focus on those business processes which you know from last 6 to 7 years, you have worked on them. Try to convert as a SAP functional consultant only on those areas, only on those specific areas. Then it would generate a lot of benefits for you. Business process knowledge is very helpful. I personally, I am taking minimum to minimum because we have a lot of requirements in Sastrageek solution itself. We are looking for the multiple consultants. You might be also getting a job requirement from our side, from the people. I at least take 3 interviews in a day and 7 days a week. So minimum 20 interviews I am taking it. I always start with the business process knowledge. Because if the person does not have a business process knowledge, how he would be able to discuss with the client? Consultants are known as experts, right? So business will straight away speaking their business process, and if you don't know the business process, you would be blanked out. कि भई ये बात क्या कर रहा है client? I'm not getting it, right? So business process knowledge is very important. That's why in all of our courses, SD, MMPP, FICO, you will see when you will jump into the first session on Sunday, I would be first starting and opening on the business process. End-to-end business process, we would be knowing it. We'll try to understand it. And then we'll think about it, कि भैया इस business processes पे, if we need to implement SAP, what are the things we need to do it? What are the things we need to do it, right? People who have not worked onto the business processes. Now the question comes, कि sir, I want to become a consultant and I don't have a business operation background. I know a lot of people have this question. When you're sitting, a lot of people have this question in the mind, कि sir, मेरे को तो है नहीं. I have not worked as a business process operations. So how can I become a functional consultant? If you are the one, you can get the business knowledge. Okay. Try to go into the YouTube, try to go into the Google and try to know that what happens in the sourcings. You will find a lot of videos. You will find a lot of videos which talks about the basic business processes and knowledge of it. And we are also working in the Sastrageek solution. I told you that the links which has been provided to you is a bundle courses. You have so many things into it. We have tried to put everything together which is required for a functional consultant, right? For business process right now, we are covering in each session. If I am training it in a sourcing and procurement session, a consignment process. So first we explain ki, bhaiya, what is consignment business process? And then we talk about how it need to be done in system. But we are working on to the specific courses only which will be having the business process knowledge. Maybe it would be 4 to 5 hours of course. We would be having it. Only in this course, you would be having only the business process knowledge. Okay, and it will be added into the bundle. It will take another 6 to 9 months to it. Right now, we are doing it within our courses, but we are working to create a specific course and to give it to you so that you can enhance your business process knowledge. It's important. Second thing is SAP module knowledge. You need to have a very good SAP module knowledge. When I jump into and start asking people any scenario specific questions, people are blanked out. People don't know, and I don't know from where they are getting a knowledge. They are saying that from the SAP Authorized Institute, I got trained spending 4 lakh rupees on a particular module, and any specific question related to configuration I'm asking, or I'm giving them, okay, this is the business scenario, and this with this business scenario, they need not to do anything specific. They need to tell me, boss, in MRP type, I need to select this specific MRP type so that your this business scenario is answered. No answers. No answers at all. Then when I did a deep grilling, कि भाई, how you have been trained on? And I am so surprised, even charging 4 lakh rupees, people are getting trained very badly. Only 1 hour, 2 hours of training, that also gupshup is happening in the sessions, and only some processes knowledge, purchase requisition create, purchase order create, and very basic knowledge onto the configurations has been given. that level of knowledge. And who is training? When I try to inquire more, who is training? The training is done by the people who has never worked onto the SAP project in last 15 years, and he is training on ECC the old way. Vendor कैसे create a vendor business partner knowledge, they don't have it. So those kind of trainings has been provided, right? I'm getting so surprised to see that, and even SAP authorized institutes doing this. I'm so surprised to see that. So it's very important that you get a detailed, deep knowledge, and you get trained with someone who is working onto the SAP projects. It's very important, that's when I will tell you my personal experience. When I was doing engineering, I was getting a job of 6,000 rupees in an industry where I would be working as an engineer. And I was getting in Jaipur, I was getting from few colleges, mechanical engineering was high demand because first year there was a subject mechanical, and mechanical engineers was required to train that subject, right? So mechanical engineers were very high demand for providing the education. As a lecturer, I'm getting 12,000 rupees per month for that training into the college. But I said, no, I don't want to do it. Why I said no? Because when I was getting trained, I found one thing in my 4 years of my mechanical engineering thing. The people who came from industry, there are few people who came with the passion of teaching and they were working into the industry. One lecturer, a retired one from HMT, he used to come. One lecturer, he has his own business in automobile. He used to came and train us, and I can find it out the way they are telling us. They are able to tell us the application of knowledge, right? They were able to tell us the application of knowledge. But the other people, we have a lot of guest faculties who have just passed out, and after passing it out, they straight away they have learned the things and they came to teach us. Then there is a huge gap. You have learned the subject, you yourself has never applied it anywhere, then how you can teach me? Then again, I will get the theoretical knowledge. I will not get this how this knowledge need to be practically applied on it, right? That's why it's very important that whoever the training you are getting it, those trainers should be working trainers, should be working onto the projects. That's why from last 7 years, when I am giving training. 7 years ago, I started my career as a freelancers. I dedicated 50% projects and 50% training. Because if I don't walk into the projects, I don't get those examples which I can give you while training that, okay, this scenarios can happen, right? And these things you need to do. That scenarios, that practical knowledge, that's missing. That missing in the training. That's why people are not getting the full clear picture of it, right? Full. Even the people trained, and if I'm telling you, okay, bhaiya, tell me the procure to pay process, that procure to pay process itself, the new people who is freshly coming with 2 to 3 years of experience, I don't go beyond procure to pay, order to cash, plan to produce process. In that process itself, I just grill them, and 80% are failing. The process, they know the basic thing, this is this transaction. Any another XYZ question, any another deviation, I'm asking it. No answer. Because you didn't get this deep training. So it's very important. Your module knowledge, you get it. Having a lack of the module knowledge, people are struggling with. I suggest myself to diversify from one module to another module. At least 2 module knowledge you should have. But I'm talking with the people, and yesterday I was talking with someone. He said, "Sir, SAP PPM I have trained on. Now I'm getting it on PM." I said, "One interview get arranged with you, right? And he was not able to clear the basic PP interview. What is the point of going to PM, plant maintenance, adding another module? First, have a strong knowledge on one module, then go into another module. That's why for each of the module, we have mastery trainings. You should select your module, okay? And after selecting your module, we have 2 trainings for each one. Mastery and excellence. Mastery is the most important thing which you need to do, which you are starting from next Sunday for SD, MMPP, and FICO. We'll check if you can also do for plant maintenance, right? But SD, MMPP, FICO, we are doing it. So that is the one. Knowledge is a gap. Fulfill your knowledge with the right set of experience. And make sure when you're checking, you check what is the detailed curriculum has been provided, right? The detailed curriculum, right trainer should be there, right mentor should be there to teach you. Okay, and try to go with the live training sessions. Okay, although from the videos also you can learn a lot, but the live training, you are sitting here, the environment is different, the energy is different. You would be able to learn the concept, and you would also be able to ask the question, or otherwise you would be able to listen to the people what they are asking and understand from those questions. So that's important. So knowledge is the first gap. What is the second one? Experience. This is the key. This is the key. Now, knowledge here and there people have applied, people have gained it, right? Now, the second problem comes ki, sir, all the requirement which has in the market, they all need experienced people. They all need experienced people. Nobody need a fresher. Fresher का तो requirement नहीं है. Minimum to minimum 2 to 3 years of experience is required. So from where we get the experience? हमको experience कहाँ से मिले, right? That is a question which is having, right? And a lot of people are struggling, and a lot of people are quitting. They get the knowledge, they think, yeah, SAP आ गया, अभी मैं, I will go into the market and left, right, center, I will get the jobs. But even the interview calls are not coming. Even the interview calls are not coming. So how you can get the experience? Quickly, let me know over the chat. What do you think? How you can get the experience in SAP? When you learn the module, how you can get the experience? Quickly, over the chat. NI if you don't know the answer. Quickly, NI if you don't know the answer. Internships. No idea. Internship. Simulating your use case study. Practice. Internship. Practice in S/4HANA system. Very good. By doing hands-on practice, you can look for the junior level roles as SAP end user or key user. That can help. That is also good. Shilpi. Assignments of projects, internship, business knowledge, internships, right? Now, internships are important, which can help you to gain the experience. And you will see, I see this less in the Asian knowledge environments. I see more in the Europe, US. Whenever you go and do a degree, or whenever you do the post graduation, after that, it is mandatory you need to work on that particular area where you have gained the knowledge. You need to work 6 months as an intern, so that you try to understand how you can apply this knowledge, how you can apply this knowledge into the how you would be able to apply this knowledge into actual using that knowledge, right? That's where basically the experience matters a lot. All these places, they need to go for internship. Now, you also, if you are trained on SAP, and this is the first thing, and this is the area where we as a Sastrageek, we have improved a lot. Okay, all these things which I am going to talk about, 7 years ago, even I was not doing it. But what I started doing it, to talking with the people ki bhaiya, who are not able to do it, who are getting failed, rather than people who are getting successful. My focus is always to get to know people here, who are the people who are not able to convert them. What is the reason? What is the reason? What is the reason? And this reason, knowledge, I was able to get it done. Okay, knowledge from the 10 years ago, because the kind of training I provided with so much of passion, with so much of business scenario knowledge, we were able to give the knowledge, but still everybody was not able to convert into a job. So that was a question always triggering in my mind. What is the problem? The problem is experience. The problem is experience. And this is not a problem ki bhaiya, why industry need experienced people? If freshers would not be given a chance, how it will happen? You need to understand one thing, my dear friends. You are working on SAP. SAP is used by the very large company, medium scale companies to the large scale companies. When they use ERP tool or a product, they spend huge amount of time, money, and effort. Why? The current project which I am working on, it's a big company. Out of the big company, it is a group of company. Out of the big group of company, one company, and out of the one company also one specific processes, the sales finance processes. Basically, the sales finance processes, they are implementing on SAP S/4HANA around the globe. And what is the project duration? Can anyone tell me idea? A big company, group of companies, out of that group of company, one company is basically putting its sales and services business in SAP S/4HANA around the globe. What is the duration of the project? Quickly, over the chat. 1 year, 6 months, 2 year, quickly. 10 years, 9 months, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, almost 10 years. Almost they planned it for 6 to 7 years. They asked delays. So it is totally taking 10 years, right? So think about it, how much of effort, time, and money companies are spending. Why they are spending that much? Why they are spending that much? Because in a big companies, right, where basically they are the so much of spread of there in the business, and the owners, the partners sitting somewhere else, they need to make sure that all the business runs through a fine-tuned process, fine-tuned, tight and control processes, right? Who give this fine-tuned, tight and control processes? If you leave it to the people, people always get corrupt, but it is difficult to corrupt a system. That's where they put a system in place, that this is a system, SAP system, a pumping heart of an organization, which has a processes, which has a control, and which has a visibility. Okay, and with that, the full enterprise is getting connected, and they are working on that. That's how the large scale business, the owners or the stakeholders sitting somewhere else, but still the businesses are making progress because they have ensured the processes are there, it is monitored, it is visible, it is tracked, and it is controlled. And SAP is a tool which SAP is the world most used tool for that process. So my dear friend, you are going to work on a pumping heart of a big organization ERP system. Okay, and if something happens to that heart, if you did a wrong surgery, you put it a needle other way around, the heart is going to puncture. And I have seen in my 20 years of career, I have seen the cases where basically the implementation partner has made a mistake, taking a wrong requirement, getting developed incorrectly by the ABAPer. The invoices to the customer has been generated wrongly. The company's reputation was on stock, on hold. That happens in the South America for a very big FMCG company. Wrong invoices has been sent to the customer. Getting a wrong invoices is a big thing. You will not able to believe how big it is. When the company reputation goes and these things comes out, their share market, their capital goes down like anything. Their valuation in the share market goes down like anything. In one day, they can lose the 10% of the valuation, right? And then that company sued the company who has implemented SAP, and then they need to settle it by money outside the court. So when you are working as a consultant, right, you need to be very conscious that business processes need to be implemented correctly. You need to do the correct configurations. You need to put it the right configuration. By mistake, you did a wrong configuration. A transport has been generated, went into the quality. Even the quality system, it can be bombardment for the big companies, and it reached to the production system, you will lose your job. Not only you will lose your job, your company who is implementing, they will lose the project also. So you need to understand you are into a serious business, right? And you need to ready for that serious business. That's a problem. People don't understand. Yeah, this is that kind of a job, right? Why it is with the experience. You will see when you start as a big career with small experience, you get paid little. But when the experience are getting, your salaries are increasing like anything. Why? Because experienced people are in the demand. Nobody wants to make sure their system processes to be handled by the inexperienced people. So you need to ready yourself. You need to make yourself ready. And then I found it that only giving a module knowledge is not making people ready. It's not making people ready. They need all other things. They need to know how a support project need to happen, how an implementation project need to happen. They need that knowledge. That's where the 4 years ago we started with SAP Job and Mastery. And that program I have explained one of the project, starting from the business knowledge. What is this business? What does they do? What kind of things they do it? Why they do it like this? Giving the full business knowledge. Then we jumped into that how the implementation will happen from step by step in each of the phase, what documentation we have to prepare, function specification, rise up W. These all questions has been asked. Have you worked on function specification? What kind of rise of W has been? Rise of W, what it is? People are not able to explain. One of my SAP PP student, I was recently talking to him. He was not able to come for the success story. But he told me that he called me after he's getting offer letter, and he told me, ki, sir, they were so they were so surprised, and they were so amazed with my experience. I told them I don't have experience. I have done the internship here, there, with Sastrageek solution. I have told them, and they asked me about the rise of Ws. And whatever in the internship rise of W I have worked, whatever the function specification I have worked on, I have explained them in detail. I explained them in detail, from the business requirement, why business was having this requirement, what kind of technical things we have done, how the testing has been done. Full, I have explained to functional specification. And they were so amazed. They told me that even the experienced people are not able to answer it. And even though you don't have experience, straight away they told me in the interview, it's told me into the interview itself, we are selected and we are sending you for the next round. So when you have worked on to the things, that speaks, that confidence comes in your voice. And then you speak in the interviews with the confidence, and the things does not stops at the interviews. Our motive as a Sastrageek, my and the company motive is not to make you as a consultant. That's not our motive. Our motive is that you go into a consulting job and you work there, or with on your own. You should be able to stood, and then people should ask you that why you are so different, what, how, from where you learned it, right? People should ask you. You should not be average consultant. You should be beyond average consultant. That's where we are putting our efforts in, right? That's what you should stand, learn, clear the interviews, and perform as a consultant. That's what our journey ends to, right? So that was a job and mastery, and a lot of people said that, sir, this program is very good. We said, if it is good, if it is generating results, we give it free of cost. We don't charge for it. First batch we did, this SAP Job and Mastery, was a charged course. Then when we see that people are getting a benefit out of it, we made it complimentary. If you go with our bundles, you will be getting links. I will just show you examples. So this is a example bundle from us, which we give it for the sourcing and procurement. Same way, FICO, SD, PP, everybody has this same bundle. And in all of this bundle, we have a multiple things has been given to you. These all things has been handcrafted to ensure what you need to do, become a consultant, everything has been put it. And this itself is a 70 hours of course. I see people getting trained on SAP 25 hours, 40 hours. SAP trained, sir, abhi consultant banna hai mere ko. So this alone, this course is a 70 hours of course. Okay. So you get this complimentary. When you go with this bundle, you get this complimentary. Here we have explained how to build your CV. सबसे पहले CV कैसे build करना है. Then support project, if you're working, what kind of things will happen. Then if you're working as a study, how it will happen. Then discover phase, what are the things you need to do it. Project team structure, how it would be. Prepare phase, explore phase, fit and gap workshop, how you would be doing it. Business blueprint, how you will be creating it with example of the documents. Explore phase, we have covered in detail with the rise of W's, functional specification, preparation of the functional specification, usage of BAPI, forms, so many things we have done here. I can guarantee, I can write it down in a stamp paper, the curriculum which we have put it in a bundle, you will not find around the globe. Around the globe, you will not find, because this comes from a dedication of 7 years, speaking with the candidates, asking where the problem is, what we can do it, improving every day our courses, right? That much of efforts we have put just for you, so that you become SAP consultant and you don't struggle like I struggled for the 3 years and spent around 4 lakh rupees 20 years ago, right? You don't do that. So everything is here, right? So that program got big hit into the market and people start getting benefit of it. But still people came to us, so this is good, but we get the theoretical knowledge. We want to do some hands-on knowledge. Okay. We want to practice ourselves. Then we started with the internship program. Out of these 5 reasons, right? Knowledge people are getting, other things also people are getting, but this is the experience where people are lacking. This is the experience people are lacking. This is where you're not able to showcase your experience in the CV. By the way, I have shown you the CV part. There I have specifically told, without faking your experience, how you can include SAP experience in your CVs. 70% of the people get failed there itself. not able to show. They have a knowledge, but they don't know ki, bhaiya, what I need to do to transform this knowledge into experience and showcase in my CV so that it shows as experience. Now, this is not faking. This is not faking. This we call it manipulating trips and tricks to create the CV. If you know those tips and tricks, that is the point number 3 or 4 where I'm going to talk about more. But this internship program is where people jump into. So how we do this internship program? We do this internship program. We make people together, at least a 15 to 20 batch. SD, MN, PP, FICO, ABAP consultant together. Right now, we are doing it for the cotton industry. For the RJ cottons, we are doing this implementation. Before that, we have done this implementation for the what is the name of the company? Rathia Rubber. We have done this implementation. And next we are going to do, next implementation would be automobile heavy machinery. We will do the implementation. We make the people sit together, and I'm not sure if it is there onto the YouTube. I have asked the first session to upload in YouTube so that people know how we do the internship. So we explain the full business first. We make sure that you understand the business. The cotton project, when we have done, we spend almost 3 hours of time or more than 3 hours of time to make you understand what is a cotton business. How does it happen? How the procurement happens, how the sales happen, what kind of terminology they use it, right? Same thing we did for the rubber also. Same thing we did when we did healthcare machinery project also. All these projects are coming from our experience where we have done the implementation. So similar way, we are creating a simulative projects, which you as a team need to complete in 3 to 4 months, starting from each phase. Going into the each phase of the project, you need to do it. Now, this internship program also, we got to know that it helps people a lot. Because with this, they were able to showcase the things in the system, FS preparation, test scenario, test scripts, BVP, as is, to be, fit gap, everything they were able to showcase in their experience. Not able to showcase it, not only showcase in the experience, they were also able to speak about it. They were also able to speak about it, right? That's where they were able to convert. When we came to know, okay, this is happening, we said that, okay, internship also, make it complementary. As soon as we make the internship complementary, so many students came up. 2,000 applications we got for the internship, 2,000 applications. We need to restrict somewhere, right? So we restricted, okay, we are Sastrageek. We need to work first on the Sastrageek students. So we restricted our internship program for the Sastrageek students. Anyone who has, every course we have mastery and excellence bundle. Anyone who has gone through the mastery, who has access to the mastery bundle, who has access to the excellence bundle, and they have completed their mastery course for 70%, internship is complimentary. Internship is complimentary. And there are some people you will amaze. I myself got amazed what we have done. There are people, 15 years, no experience at all. No experience at all for 15 years. Working in US. US is a very challenging job market. And these are very recent scenarios. They participated more than one internship. And if you are putting efforts, we don't stop you. Just you need to have SAP access from us. We don't stop you if you want to also get exposure to the multiple projects with us. Those both of the ladies are there. They have more than 15 years. They have never worked, housewives, right? And they got trained with us almost for 9 months. They completed mastery. They completed excellence. They completed one internship, two full internships. They have completed it. They are working as an independent consultant, one as a consultant, one as a senior consultant. Okay, in SAP SD, both are in SD module. One lady is working in MM. All in US. US is very competitive market. It's easy to get a job in India, but not in US. They were able to do that. And when we are reaching back to us that what are the key things? Everybody is speaking, sir, internship, what kind of experience we get it. And the interviews also, you will not believe, they were able to survive a 3-hour interview. People are not able to withstand a 15 minutes interview. They were able to survive total, 2 rounds have happened and total interview length is 3 hours. They were able to withstand 3 hours of interview. Now, 3 hours of interview, if you need to sit and speak, you need a lot of content, my dear friend. And the content comes from this internship programs. Okay, let me give you a quick glimpse. And I want your questions to in the chat window quickly, your question in the chat window. I will try to bring one of the folder access from the internship to show you what kind of things are happening, what kind of things people are doing it. Okay, I need to do a little bit of search on that. And in between, people my team will also give you a link of the internship. You can go from that link. We don't charge for it. If your Mastery Excellence bundle you have taken, we give it to you. You should be completed the Mastery part 70%. But go through from that link, you can go through and watch some of the videos, right? Free videos would be there so that you understand how this internship program happened. And this is where Sastrageek is completely different around the globe. You will not find these kind of programs. And I'm going to tell you that we are now taking these things into a next level from this month. From this month, we have a new program from here, from knowledge to job and mastery to the internship, and we are going one step ahead now. I will tell you what is the next step. Okay. You are putting your question in the chat, and a lot of questions my team would be able to answer. And by the time I will showcase you the work which we do in the internships. Okay, so yeah, a lot of questions are there. Okay, Venkat says that persistent and the consistent, right? And this is coming in the next topics, Venkat. So it will very early, yeah, the time zones which we have the trainings done, you need to come out from your comfort zone. A lot of people from Australia has joined us. A lot of people from Europe also have joined us. It's not on the daily basis. It's on the specific days. If you can come out of your comfort zone to attend the live session, otherwise every session is recorded. You can also go through the recordings. Okay, all of the questions. Sanil is asking, in Excellence Bundle, do we have a job and mastery? So we have Mastery Bundle, Excellence Bundle, completely two different type of courses. The Excellence Bundle does not have a job and mastery. Excellence Bundle only have a CV preparation help. But full job and mastery is not there in Excellence Bundle. That is the Mastery Bundle. Okay. By the time my team is giving the answers, I'm taking you, okay, this is the internship. Okay. So project assignments, reference documents, Sastrageek templates, other things are there. These are the project assignments. These are the last few projects which we have done. High tech, India Rubber, India US Consumer Goods, RJ Cotton, US Automotive Limited, US Foods Limited. The last few projects we are using this shared drive. Before that, we were having another concept to share the documents. The last few projects you can see from here. So if you go into the India Rubbers Limited, you will see here BVP creations, different modules, HPQC information also we have provided. RISE-FW creation, people has went ahead and this created the function specifications. Okay, so you can see that these are the different function specification for report, for the forms, for enhancement it has been created. This is the reservation slip smart form function specifications people have created. Okay. And in the different modules also, you would be able to jump into it. So this is all the work which has been done for the MM module. You can see this, the BVP document. For the flexible Fiori workflow itself, we have created a specific business blueprint document. And this is the full enterprise structure has been created, and you will see the difference. When you see the enterprise structure, you create company code plant, thug, half an hour, 1 hour done, right? But when you go into this, it took around couple of weeks of efforts, where around 2 hours of discussion with me, explanation with me, internal discussions, team discussions, almost 10 to 15 hours of efforts people put it at the team together to find it out what should be the final enterprise structure. Okay, what should be the final enterprise structure? These kind of enterprise structure, you would be creating it. You would be also creating a lot of flow diagrams. Okay, this is a business blueprint documents. So this kind of work you would be doing it together. This is the final enterprise structure. I think this would be the better file to show. So you would be able to understand here the simple things, creating a plant or creating a sales organization, which we just created. When it comes to the business nature and you need to decide how many plants, how many sales organization, how difficult the discussion can be, and it actually happens in the project itself. See, by using these kind of tools, these kind of and actually this kind of work all we do into the projects. So you would be generating all these kind of beautiful documentation which actually also happen in the projects, and then you would be able to think, yeah, okay, plant, we thought it very simple, but when you need to decide between plant and the storage location, how complex the discussion can be. When you need to decide how many distribution channel, how many division, how many sales organization, and when I ask cross question ki why you decided one or why you created three, what is the benefit, then you would be able to understand, okay, now the knowledge is converting into the implementation, knowledge is getting converted into the application of the things, right? So this is the link has also been shared. This is a business blueprint document, a lot of documents I have opened. This is the internship program which we do it, right? And this internship program, you can do it from your home. We do one session on Thursday, and then there would be team meetings would be happening it by which you need to complete the assignments, right? You need to complete the assignments. So this internship program is there. It will still continue, and we came up with the new thing now. The new thing is 1-year program. Now, what is Sastrageek 1-year program? I'm going to explain you that what is Sastrageek 1-year program. In Sastrageek 1-year program, we have handcrafted that program to make sure one consultant joining us and would be converting themselves into a full-fledged consultant to work anywhere. This is a gated program, which means that it is not like you have paid for it and you will enter into it. It will go with the interview process. We'll be taking people's interview who can come into this program, and we would be giving them the Sastrageek offer letter. They would be working with Sastrageek, okay, and they can showcase the Sastrageek experience also. But we need also the commitment. Here, the commitment required is 40 hours a week, which means 8 hours a day. 8 hours of a day is your commitment which is required for this program, which is nothing but equivalent to working for Sastrageek solutions or working with Sastrageek solutions. So this program will also start with the training, but it would be going with the very specific, focused, mentored, and intensive training. Daily, you would be having a call. Daily, you need to report what things you have done in the previous day. What is the next week target? What is the current week target? What are the things you are doing it? We would be assigning with the mentor, and mentor would be doing a daily stand-up call, at least 15 minutes call, to make sure to monitor you. What are the things you are learning? What are the things you are doing it, and how you are progressing it? After that, we would also be assigning you as a shadow resource with the another consultants, which will be helping you to understand the things in their existing projects. You would be working as a shadow resource so that you know that what is happening in the other projects, right? And then you would be intensively participating in this internship programs also, which we are doing it. Apart from that, we would be providing you a lot of additional trainings. This 1-year program, when you're coming, it's mandatory. You should be having a diamond membership. We are only taking a diamond membership interview and then enrolling them into the Sastrageek solutions. Then you should be having we will be training you onto the presentation skills, team skills, office skills, workshop moderation skills, communication improvement skills, PowerPoint skills. That all skills we have listed down, and my team would be sharing with you the link, sastrageek.com/1y. You can read through the full document which we have provided that what would be doing it. Once you complete the 6 month, we will also start giving back you by paying an internship to you. Okay, an internship would also be paid after 6 months. Internship amount you would be getting paid from us, right? But that will depend on the first 6 months of your performance. If you are able to show the dedication, consistency, and we are doing this program because we understand it is not easy to become SAP consultant. It requires hell lot of efforts. The another thing which I found missing is why people are not able to become, they are taking it very easy thing, right? It is not that easy. It requires hell lot of efforts, hell lot of improvements it requires, which you need to put it there. Then only you would be able to become a consultant. That's what the focus we need to do it. This program would be specifically more dedicated for the people who are not working as of now, or who have passed from the college and they have not job. That are the people who would be getting the most benefit out of this program. After the 6 months, the next 6 months, you will be doing internship, and we will also doing you additional jobs, additional work from the projects which we have in Sastrageek Solutions. If we find now in 6-7 months you are in a stage, we have prepared you, we have monitored, controlled you, and mentored you, that you have all the skill set now, we'll start sending your profiles within the Sastrageek projects which we have, and you can always apply outside also. Okay, within the Sastrageek also. And if you get a project in the Sastrageek solution, your offer letter will get changed after you perform 2 months in a project. We'll be giving you a full-fledged offer of a consultant. The first offer would be of associate consultant. Second offer would be of the consultant, which will be giving it to you based on your performance. Okay, based on your performance and your achievements, that will happen. So that is a 1-year program. In this 1-year program, the problem people have when I speak with them, they are associated with us also, they are associated with 2 years, but they're still not able to convert themselves as a consultant because they did something for a week, 3 weeks, they have not done anything, then busy in something, then family issues, then this, then that. So discipline is the key. Discipline is the key which we are trying to bring with this 1-year program. Monitor, control. I always ask here, the same guy, if I will put it into something, if a company will put onto some work for their existing company, they are able to do it. But when they need to do for themselves, they need to know that they need to learn SAP and it will help them a lot. They're not able to do it. They are not consistent, although they know it would be helpful for you, right? It's the same thing. You understand going to a gym and doing exercise is benefit for you. It's for yourself. And you yourself is your product, right? You know that you need to do, but still you don't do it. What is the reason? The reason is discipline and monitoring is not there. Nobody is poking you up on the daily basis. In your current company, you have target metrics, right? You need to achieve them, right? Every day your boss asks you, yeah, what you are working, what next you're doing. That's why even it's a senseless job, you will get it completed in your job. But when you need to train yourself, you will become a lazy. By nature, we are lazy. That's why we have a schools where you need to go on to the daily basis to school. That's why we have colleges. You need to go on to the daily basis. You need to attend the classes. Why all these things are there? To make sure you have a discipline, you make sure you have monitoring. The same thing we are doing this with 1-year program, taking candidates who are dedicatedly working and they want to make sure that they are 100% sure they want to become a consultant, putting them into a model which is dedicated, focused, monitored, controlled, and mentored. Okay, when they work into this program, the things they are spending 6 months or 8 months, they would be getting the results in 2 to 3 months. That's the idea. And they would go into the deep. We'll be pushing them into the deep. Okay, you have done the one scenario. How about this second scenario? How about this third scenario? How about doing this material? How about doing for the finished code? How about doing with the raw material? How about doing with this planning strategy? How about doing with that planning strategy? We'll be giving a lot of things to you, and you are working 8 hours with us. So you would be going deeper into the things that will make you definitely for sure a consultant. And then you would also be having a 1-year experience from us, which you would be able to utilize for applying further, okay, for any another job. So that is a 1-year program, and my team would be sharing the link for that. There's a block created. You can go through this block. Again, I'm saying it's a gated entry. We are not giving it anyone enter into it without going through the interview process. You need to go through the interview process. That is a 1-year program. Sastrageek.com/ly. It's not LY, sorry, it's 1Y. It looks like LY, it's 1Y. Go through it. I'm sorry, I might not be able to answer a lot of your questions, right? There are a lot of questions coming. A lot of has been answered by team. If your question has not been answered, just stay on it. I would ask you at some point of time to copy paste it again if you feel it is not answered. And then I would be going through and making sure stilling till midnight to answer each and every single questions of yours. So this is a 1-year program from us to go into the more next level. Then the third thing, I will quickly finish. The next thing would be the quick communication. That's why if you will go to the link, we have mentioned the communication in between that we would be working onto your communication also. We would be having some weekly platform here. You need to come and you need to present something on the weekly basis in the yearly program. Because what I am facing here is a lot of people after getting a knowledge and experience also. I know one candidate, we ask him, we arrange an interview for him, and he is the one who can do the job. But in the interviews, he is not able to go through because the communication is not good. Communication is not good, right? Even we have taken the people on our payrolls also. In few of the clients, we are not able to put them in because the communication is not to the mark. For the Sastrageek, also all the candidates we have taken on our payroll who are working with us into the different clients, we need to make them go through the communication training, many of them, because the communication which is required to work for a Europe project and the US project need to be more than average, right? If you are the one who wants to become SAP consultant and you are thinking कि भैया SAP knowledge से काम चल जाएगा, it will not happen. You'll have to make sure parallelly you also improve your communication. And I am working within the Sastrageek. We have at least tried 2 to 3 different institute to improve our employees' communication. Right now, I am not reached into the part which I can recommend you. Okay, which I can recommend you. If you have a basic English problem, okay, if you have a basic English problem, stay tuned with us. We are doing few more things with this 1 year program, students, identifying few more things to get their communication improved, and we'll keep you updated if I get something very concrete, ki bhaiya, do this program and your communication skills will improve. But one thing for sure, in my last 2 years of experiments, which I found, I can improve the SAP skills like this. I can sit with someone, work with two weeks and 3 weeks, and I can improve his SAP skills like anything. But communications take its time. It's not like that I can take some guy, he's strong in SAP knowledge, and like this, I will improve his communication. It is not going to happen. Communication takes time, but it is not that it cannot be improved. It can be improved 100%. I myself has improved it. I have, even though right now also my vocabulary is not good, my spellings are not good, but I speak a decent level of English. That much I have done. It took me around 2 to 3 years of efforts to do that. You can also do that, but communication will take longer time. So if you're starting to thinking about becoming SAP consultant, also work in communication. Because it is not only with the average communication or below average, there are many people who would be able to become consultant also. It's also not becoming a consultant, it's going, and that is just a platform, and then you need to launch yourself in the career upwards, right? So when you will be moving upwards the ladder, you will find later on the communication is becoming the key. Nowadays, my business grow only because of the communication. I communicate with you, I communicate with the businesses to bring more business. It's the communication skills. It's how you interact with the people, right? I have already identified a few books which I would be asking you in the 1 year program. Go ahead step by step with this book. Every 2 months you need to complete this one book, so that you would be able to come into a decent communication standards also. Everybody would be having a different communication standard, so our treatment would also be different for everyone. Okay, so communication is important. Don't take it lightly, and start working parallel to your SAP trainings. CV, missing key information. A lot of people have missing a lot of key information. Again, कि भैया मैं तो fake नहीं करूँगा, but fake is not required. Even I don't suggest to show the fake experience, not required. Don't do that. Stick with your original experience. But you need to understand the knowledge which you are gaining it. And you see here, I have also prepared a separate course for CV building. But here, if you will go through this, the first part, and this is the same CV part, this is almost 3 hours of course I have spent on the CV building itself to open the people eyes. What do it mean by building a CV? And when I created this course, I have completed 9 different courses in the different platforms to understand what are the experts is, because I was not a CV building expert. But if I need to do so, to create this around a 3.5 hour of content, roughly you can say, or 4 hours of content. To create this 4 hours of content, I did 9 different trainings into the different platforms to understand what other guides are, what other champions are talking about, how to build the CV. And that thing I have put it here. That concentration for SAP, I have put it here. And what I have found, everyone is talking about the same thing. And that is the manipulation. Everybody has a different word for it, but it's not fake, it's manipulation. What is the manipulation? Manipulation is, like say you are an electrician, right? And you don't like your work. You need a plumbing work, right? So when you're going for interview in the plumbing work, you need to showcase them that what is your capabilities in the plumbing. Right now you're working as a electrician or electric, right? It does not mean you cannot do plumbing. You can do plumbing. You have spent a lot of hours on the plumbing here and there apart from your job. You know that skill set. But if your CV talk about the electrician, nobody will call you for a plumbing job, my dear friend. Right? So you need to understand that how you need to mold your knowledge, which you are gaining it from the trainings, into the existing experience. And there are a lot of entry points are there. I don't find anyone working in any company who cannot show the SAP experience. You can discuss with me over the internship program, or in the 1-year program, you can discuss with me, and I would be able to guide you that the previous experience, how it can bring and modify to complement the next experience. When I was working in Accenture, and I asked ki boss, promotion chahiye. So, and even the Deloitte culture also, I have seen the same. They always ask that if you need a next job, if you need a next level, in the existing level, you need to do work and perform and showcase that you can take the next level. It's not like next manager level if you want it. In the manager level work, you will be working as a manager. You need to show the capabilities in the existing role that you are capable to become a manager. You need to take some firm initiatives that you need to showcase, and then you would be going to the next level. Exactly the same thing is here. You need to understand how you would be able to mold your existing learnings into the experience and showcase in your CV. That is the key thing. Another key things, people are missing a lot of keywords. I have spent a lot of time in my course to make you understand how you can identify the keywords which should be there in your CV, because your CV is not searched manually. You are very capable, but you are not in the front of the people. Your CV is front, not only the people of the AI tools now, right? Those AI tools based on the keywords are searching your CV. So your CV should be AI capable now. It should have all the key terms so that the AI tools can capture them. If it is missing, again, sorry, whatever the capability you have, put in your copy, put in your pocket and keep it there until unless it is not coming into CV. So CV is important thing. Okay, make sure you would be able to showcase your experience. Other mistake people do that they mention, I have learned this, I have learned this, I have learned this, I have learned this, I have learned this from here. What you have learned, from where you have learned is not important. Don't mention it. What is your key knowledge set? I am sound in this. I am sound in this. These are my key areas of working. These are my key skills. Rather than mentioning that I have learned below concepts. Nobody is interested. You have learned it. How much you have learned, whether you know application or not, nobody knows, right? So you should always show the business application part of it. That this is your knowledge set. This is you know and you do. That should be your language in your CV. Okay, that should be your language in your CV. Again, CV is a detailed part in the SAP Job and Mastery. It has been covered. So when you will going into the SAP Job and Mastery, that is the first thing, CV, you need to go through it. Motivation and the right approach. That also bring me to this topic is discipline, right? That commitment, consistency, and effort, that is lacking. Commitment is lacking, consistency is lacking, efforts are lacking. People think here aise ho jayega. It's not walking over the cake. Right now, many people know about SAP. Many people are preparing for SAP. Competition is there in market. but still huge lack of the resources with the right set of knowledge and experience is there, right? So if you can put the effort, if you are consistent, if your commitment is there, you are motivated, you have taken the right approach, step by step approach, you would be able to do it. You would be able to convert it. So that's important. So what are the things you need to do it? What are the things you need to do it? Step by step learning curriculum. A lot of people get struggle, say, sir, Udemy se kar raha hu, sir, YouTube se kar raha hu. Those are half cooked things. Udemy videos are there, mentorship is not there, system is not there, interactions are not there. You have taken the 5 courses, 95% of the Udemy courses never get completed. 95 is a very high rate. I'm telling even 98 should be the correct reason. Margin 98% of the Udemy courses are there, people take and never complete it. You just keep on sitting because you have a lifetime access. That is another scam which people get into it, the lifetime access. There is nothing like lifetime access. If you cannot do it in 1 year, you cannot do it in next 10 years also. Okay. So step by step, a lot of people go into the YouTube, a lot of content is there YouTube, but YouTube and Google also make you diverted from here to here to here. So you need to go from here to here, but you would be going here, here, then here, here. I met people working on MM and they said, we are preparing for YouTube. So there's some query, how this MRP happens. We are running MRP procedures. I said, okay, MRP is good. But what about the other areas? They said that, sir, we were learning master data. वहां पे MRP आया and then we got stuck in MRP. MRPs, PP guys do a lot. As a MM consultant, you need to know some basics, but you should not get diverted. These guys diverted into the MRP, to the BOM, to the routing, and they have diverted their part to the MM learnings, right? Which is the most important learning they need to do have to support a project or to do a project. So I always call it as a analysis paralysis. So Google, YouTube has a lot of content, that much of content that you can read and become a consultant. But the problem is huge amount of content, which you need to do, which you need to left is the problem. That's where people go into the analysis and paralysis. Step-by-step learning curriculum is very much required. Okay, that bring me back to this bundle course which we have, where basically you would be having, I'm giving you example for sourcing and procurement, but same for all the modules. For sourcing and procurement, you have, as soon as you join, you have this recorded session, which is our dynamic session, which has all the content into it. Step by step from top to bottom, you can do it. Okay, with the exercise, with the mind maps, everything. And now we have a new, for the mind map, we have a new product. Let me check if it has been added or not in the bundle. Yeah, mind map and content library. This is a new product. Recently, we are adding it to support. That's why we are saying we are keep on enriching our content. Right. So this is the part you will be getting it. As soon as you join, you can start your learning from this. And then we have this gamifier. 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 From gamifier, you would be able to know the live session, the link of the live sessions, and the recording of the live sessions. For every batch which we are doing, you can see these are the recordings. We have done 28 session. We commit for the 40 hours of live session. But you can see we have done 28, which is almost 56 hours of live session we have done here, right? So the previous batch recordings, existing batch recordings, you would be able to get it. We are the only one around the globe which give you the 1 year access to join the live session also. So you're missing something in this batch. Every year, minimum 3 batches we are running it, right? Sometimes 4 batches also. So within a year span, if you want to go join the next live batch, to revise, to make sure the other question is answered, you have access to it. 1 year, you would be able to join the repeated batches for the same course. So this is a structured step-by-step content which has been given to you, which is very much required to become successful. Then this is another product which we have, and we are adding it for all of the modules. Around the globe, no one has it. Okay, where we are putting it, the content library. So what we understand, we can teach you the, let me remove this. So these are all the mind maps are there. I think structure has been changed a little bit. Let me play from here. So these are all the mind maps which we use. Mind map access has been given. And here we are adding a lot of documentations. Here we are adding a lot of documentation. It has not been made live, but we have almost 200 documents we are working to put it here. It will be different from different things. Now what happened, SAP is very wide. Okay, we provide around 56 hours is their live session. We commit for 40 hours. Total course content length is also for mastery is around 60 hours, right? So that is there, but 60 hours is also not enough. When you go and jump into the projects, different scenarios will come up where you need to go more deep into it, right? I can do every module, only the module training I can do for 500 hours. But the other problem is that the 500 hours, people are not able to digest it. People will run away in 40 hours itself. So what we are doing, we are adding a lot of documentation here, okay, which will come up. This is in progress. Apart from this mind maps, here you would be seeing a lot of documentation coming it up for the different scenarios. Maybe on the Sunday session, I would be able to showcase. I know people team has worked into it. They have not published it. I will ask them to publish it so that I can showcase. That would be the very good documentation. You will get it from here on the different scenarios. So when you're working on the project on a specific topic, if you want to go in a little bit more detail, you would be able to come in this documentation library and you would be able to get a lot of answers from here. Okay, you would be able to get a lot of answers from here. Okay, this is the logistics invoice verification mind map with all the screenshots which is available. Okay, let me jump back. Have a very good hands-on with our trainings. You get 3 months of server access. If you go for 1-year program, 12 months of server access, you would be getting it. Make sure you have a very good hands-on. Hands-on, when you do it, the things goes in blood. Otherwise, you will not be able to answer confidently. Get experience, go through the internship. Okay, get some experience. Experience is very important. You can go through the job hunt mastery, internship, or 1-year program. They are the 3 different levels. Whatever the different level you want to go ahead, you can go ahead it and take some experience exposure. Have a mentor. Having a mentor is very important to keep you motivated, to keep you consistent. In 1-year program, we will be having this very consistently, but in this bundle also, we understand the importance of mentorship, and we have put it another new, and that's just introduced 3 months back. Mentorship program and mock interview. So it is important for you to prepare mock interview. So you would be able to go here, and by going here, you would be able to block your mentorship session. You would be able to discuss with the mentor. You would be able to have your questions. You will be able to review your assignments. You would be able to review your CVs, asking for the job help. All these things you would be able to do with mentor. If you are feeling that you are not satisfied or things are not working for you, or you are feeling to quit, get connected with the mentor. Now, beyond me, we have more mentors in Sastrageek solution which can help you. So mentorship would be there, and you would also be able to book your seat for the mock interviews. For the mock interviews also, you would be able to book your seat. Okay, 2 mock interviews, you would be able to go through it. So that is also available. What else you require? Mock interviews, certification. If you want to go for the certification in the bundle, sorry. Certification help is also available. So sourcing and procurement interview questions. If you want to prepare for interview, this is the thing. And this is same for all other bundles. Okay, so from here, you can get the interview help. Here, you can master your CV. We have created a new course. You can focus on the CV preparation. here you can work on to prepare on your certification. For certification also, a lot of different topics are there, different videos are available for the certification. You can see different questions has been explained with the detailed explanations. So you would be able to prepare for the certifications also. Then you can get motivated. There are a lot of success stories are available here. You can get motivated from these success stories. You can watch there. And SAP Step Up Circle. This is additional 200 plus hours of video access has been given to you. If you want to learn different things, okay, if you want to go ahead and learn about Ariba, you need a little bit overview of about Ariba, you can go it from here. If you say that I also want to learn a little bit of SD overview, you can search SAP S/4HANA SD mastery course overview. You are getting it from here. You can do it. If you want to learn related to the AI technologies, impact of AI on SAP job market, the video is available. If you want to know about APIs, the BAPI and body is available. This is a video on API. If you want to know about Signavio, video on Signavio. If you want to know about Enable Now, a video about Enable Now. If you want to learn a little bit of ABAP, a little bit overview about ABAP. So we understand when you're working in a job, you might need to learn different things. A lot of things you will get from this Step Up Circle videos, okay, which you can go through, learn. How you can update yourself with SAP S/4HANA things, that also you would be able to learn. So that much of content, putting it together in a bundle. Okay, I think this is the bundle. That much of content, putting it together in a bundle and giving it to you. Even the server access is not only the server access. If you will go here also, we have added the videos to help you to log into the servers, setting up your basic server setup, which you need to do for SD, MM, PP modules, and generic errors which comes up. That generic errors resolutions also has been given here so that you can go through them and you can fix it. Beyond that, we have a community. We have a buddy program, which I have, oh, how come I missed the buddy here? Buddy is another thing you need to add. Study buddy. We did it for some of the batches we'll be doing for this batch also. When you have a buddy who's learning the same thing as you, then the progress also is very high. We have seen the people who have done the study buddy program, who has gone, who have make the buddies, and we have a Telegram group. You can make your buddies from there. Dedicated Telegram group is there. You can find the community, ask them the questions, and find out your study buddy. And when you are buddying with someone, you have a monitor, check, discussions, a lot of things which happen that you sometimes hesitate to ask in the sessions, but you can ask to your buddy. All right, you can ask to buddy. And sometimes you don't need experts. Sometimes you need someone to discuss the things and the things are resolved. Doing things alone are very demotivating. Knowing the problem you have, other people also have a problem. Two problems does not make the four problems. Two problems automatically get resolved. At least you get confidence that, yeah, the problem is only not with me, other people is also facing the problem. So study buddy is another concept which we introduced, which is helping a lot of people to finding buddies from our Telegram communities, which is dedicated only for the enrolled students, and working together with another guy, having a monitoring check with each other and studying together. That helps a lot of students. Today's content is done from me. I have a lot of questions from you guys. I know it, that you still have questions. If you want to speak your question, the question should be related to the topic, right? You can raise your hand. I will give you access to unmute and you can unmute and then ask your question. Okay. Now I have a lot of questions. I will be answering them one by one. Okay. And the other people who have asked the question earlier and not answered, please put it again here. A humble request, please put it again so that I can pick it up. And you can also feel free to raise your hand. Then I will also start unmuting the people. Arsa is asking question, is mind map course provide also for FICO module? FICO module we also have. The course name is Content Library. As of now, mind maps are not there because mind maps would be there, but not for the full FICO part, because the trainer we have for FICO is Abida, and she follow the different approach than the mind map. I follow the mind map approach. So to answer, yes, the course would be there. A lot of documentation you will receive it, but not that intensive mind maps as we have for the another courses. But in future, we are working, we will be able to get that available. By when, I'm not very sure. But we are working on it to get it done. Naveen is asking, could you please let me know who would be the trainer for Mastery PP course? Okay, that's a good question. I will let you know. So I will let you know for all of the courses. So PP course, I would be the trainer. I take half of the sessions. Then half of the sessions would be taken by Fazal. Fazal would be the one which will be taking. Few session here and there, 1 or 2 session would be taken by Sharbari. So these three trainers, 50% training conducted by me, and a few trainers, a few sessions conducted by Faisal, and couple of sessions done by Sharvi for the SAP PP. Do we get certification after completing the course? There is the automation there. Once you complete the course, you will get certification of completing the course, not the SAP certificate. SAP certificate, you need to apply separately. You need to apply separately for the SAP certificate. Okay, PP Mastery course I have. Could you please let me know who would be the trainer for Mastery SD course? Mastery SD course, we are having now, the initial session would be done by me, and let me, no, Aman, that is not the right information. We have a new trainer for SD. Not new trainer, the last batch, the last batch, the Rohan would be the one. He has done all the trainings related to the pricing procedure and other things. So myself, Rohan, and few session would be there for Swati. So basically myself and Rohan, we both are 20+ years of experience. Swati is also experienced. She is 10+ years. She would be taking only few sessions. Majority would be covered by myself and Rohan. And let me also tell the FICO, the basic session would be myself, 20% session of FICO is myself, 80% Abida would be taking. I am not a FICO consultant. She is a FICO consultant, and she is taking trainings with us almost for 4 years now, and she would be the FICO trainer. So we talk about MM, it would be me, myself and Kunal. Myself and Kunal would be the trainer for MM. Swapnil is having a question. I have completed MBA with the marketing specialization and I have a 2 years experience. You can also feel free to raise your hand. I will give you the mute access. We have already jumped into the career counseling. I have a 2 years of experience in sales and marketing. So my CTC is 5 LPA. So can I get a hike in my current CTC after joining SAP SD job profile? Definitely yes, Swapnil. Definitely yes, but even if somebody offers you on to the same or even little less, you should join blindly. Because the way in your operations job the salary hike happens, it is not the same way in SAP happens. In SAP, it will get multiplied. In the operation job, it increased with the percentage. In SAP, it got multiplied, right? So you can definitely start with the higher, but even you get some offer at the same price or little less, join it blindly. SAP GTS available in 1 year SAP program. Harshvardhan, so SAP 1 year program goes with the interview process. Okay, you need to book the interview first before answering whether GTS would be there or not. We need to understand what kind of experience you have, and we should also guide you that what things you need to learn. Generally, in this 1 year program, we try to make you learn the 2 modules. So it can be GTS plus SD can be there, but we will try to make you learn 2 modules minimum in 1 year program. Okay, I explain all the trainers' profile names, trainer's name. We would be having a first session on the Sunday morning. Make sure you get it enrolled to join the Sunday morning session. It would be conducted by me. I would be explaining the business process overview so that you would able to know the business processes so that you would be able to jump ahead into the further sessions. Please tell me, shall I join PP batch or wait for PPDS to MTech 2019 pass out, Operation Department Manufacturing 2019 to present? I was interested to join. No, 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 Akash. If that is the profile you have mentioned, first you need to do PP, then PPDS. Don't take a mistake directly doing a PPDS. First you need to do the PP module, then you should go ahead with the PPDS. Okay, I have one hand raised. Arsa, you can feel free to ask your question.
Good evening. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. First, I have enrolled before 2 months in Mastery and Excellent program. Till now, it's really amazing, but I have a question about the business process.
Mm-hmm.
Since there is no business process specific course in the two bundles, can you please recommend any sources that I can learn from for the business process itself?
Sorry, which module it is?
It's FICO.
FICO, I have very good content. Just drop an email to support@sastrageek.com and we'll let you know the link. Earlier, it was a free course from Coursera, which even personally I have gone through the full course to check it. Okay, and it's a very beautiful course. Recently, when we recommended to someone, he told that he need to pay for that course. Okay, but it is a very cheap course. It's a very less course, very less cost. But I still feel it has a two variant, one with certification, one without certification. In Coursera, without certification, earlier it was free course. So please drop an email to support@sastrageek.com and we would be able to let you know the link by which you can go through the business process knowledge. By the time, because when we are working to bring the business process knowledge into our courses, it will take time, but going through that would be the more better thing. Okay, so just drop an
Okay,
email
thank you
to
very much.
support@sastrageek.com and we'll share the link for it.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Shamili, I have a question. So I see that the course is completing on 1st December 2024. So after that, I need again 6 months of internship program. So the internship program is once you have enrolled for the Mastery and Excellence, internship program also we keep on doing. After Diwali, we'll be starting the new internship batch. By that time, if you have completed your 70% of Mastery course, you would be able to jump into the internship if you have enrolled for the both Mastery and Excellence bundle, right? But if you have not enrolled for the both of the bundles, okay, then you need to go for the Excellence course so that you can jump into the internship. To jumping into the internship, you need to complete at least 70% of the Mastery course. That is the tagline. That is the bottom line. Because in internship, I would be considering that you are a trained consultant and we will be giving assignment to you. We'll not explain you that how to create an enterprise structure or how to do the configuration. That we expect that you have learned from the Mastery course. And in internship, you would actually do the hands-on. Bala has a question. I'm having experience in new product development, R&D in automotive sector. Could you please suggest me which module is suit for me? I prefer SAP PP. Bala, I don't know the detail of your ones, but a lot of profiles has come, which is related to the same profile. We have suggested them PP only. Okay. Few people, they were also working on to some PLM tools, product lifecycle management tools. We have suggested them after SAP PP they can go for the PLM course also. SAP also have SAP PLM course. You can also go for SAP PLM. But PP would be the core because PP would be there in the most of the places manufacturing. PLM it would be only for the 5% of the manufacturing adopted to PLM. So PP is the core module which you need to learn, Bala. Your selection is very right. What is SAP module to break into the shipping industry? Current profile is custom clearance agent. Abhijit, first do the SAP SD, sales and distribution. Then you can do SAP TM. First SD, then TM. That should be the right approach. Sridhar is asking, during Mastery and Excellence program and internship program are enough to get enrollment to get consultant job, or should we go 1 year program? What is the main difference between the internship and 1 year program, except dedicated 8 hours per day and complete all the assigned tasks and deliverables in 1 year program? Can we do 1 year program after Mastery and Excellence and internship program? Please clarify the confusion. So 1 year program, Sridhar, is for the people who are not working. So if you're already working somewhere, then we don't suggest you the 1 year program, because you will not be able to give the 40 hours which we are looking for. 1 year program will help you, apart from the things you have mentioned. You need to go through the our diamond membership, so you have access to the full platform from Sastrageek. You have access to all of the trainings, all of the material from Sastrageek with the 1 year program. Second thing is that you would be able to work as a shadow resource. For an existing project where the consultant is working, we'll be putting you as a shadow resource. So you would be able to know that what are the projects work is happening, actual project work is happening. You will get the visibility of it. You would be having your dedicated mentor, which you would be able to connect on the daily basis, right? And you will be getting a 1 year of working certification, because this is kind of a working program with Sastrageek. You would be getting a 1 year of working program as an associate consultant with us. That we would be getting it. There are the high chances that you will get consumed into a project. There's a high chances that you will get consumed into a Sastrageek project itself. We have multiple projects, multiple requirements. You will be able to get consumed there itself. There are high chances for that. Okay, so that is the additional benefits which you'll be having it. Once the 6 month is completed, you will also be getting an internship with you. It would be kind of you are on our payroll. So you have with all the documentation, you have a full 1 year experience to showcase. So this is the schedule which has been given, and we will confirm on this schedule. We will confirm on this schedule. There would be some changes in this schedule. Specifically for SD, there would be some changes. There's a high chances that SD will go over the weekend only. FICO will go over the weekend only. Okay, and PP will happen Monday and Sunday. Monday evening and Sunday evening it would be happening for PP. So that would be Sunday evening means Saturday, Sunday morning, and Monday evening means Monday morning for the people joining from Western side. SAP MM would be Wednesday morning and Sunday. The 2 sessions would be happening for SAP MM. Mohammed has a question.
Hi, Pramita.
Hi, go ahead.
And I have a 4 years experience in quality analyst in Samsung company actually. So now I'm planning to move learning S4 HANA material management. So is this a right decision? I think move to this
So
SAP
you
consultant
have a 4 years experience in
quality analyst in Samsung company at
quality.
Samsung. Quality analyst.
What kind of things you do? Do you use any ERP there?
Yes, I actually we are like check with the exact product quality and everything like that. So now I'm planning to move like study in S4 HANA and material management. Is the right decision that you have just confirmed that?
I will prefer you go with SAP QM and PP.
SAP QM and PP.
SAP QM and PP, I will suggest with you.
Okay.
Because that is QM is very niche module. Not
Okay.
everyone has it. Your quality experience will help you to jump into that area where not many people put their hand in.
Okay.
But
Okay.
QM, everybody is not implementing. So
Okay.
PP is a module which has been implemented at both as most of the areas. So they expect a consultant to take who has both PP and QM. So if PP is required, they will put it into the PP project. If QM is there, they will put it into the QM project. Or in some projects, you would be able to ask to do both PP and QM.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so
So
much.
my suggestion would be for you to go for PP and QM.
Sure. Sure. Thank you so much for your
Venkat has a question. Okay. Sorry, Mohammed. Any another question? Okay, Mohammed has dropped. Venkat has a question. TM question mark. Do you want to understand what do you want to ask for TM, Venkat? If you can elaborate your question. Oh, if somebody is asking only module, not bundle. If you talking about only if it is not bundle, it is self-paced course. The instructor-led live session is only happening in the bundle course. Okay. So instructor-led live session is there in the bundle course, and only module which you are having, that is a self-paced. Sagar has a question. I have 16 years of experience in quality control in automobile parts manufacturing company. Which module should I go for? Sagar, for you also it is same. Try to go for SAP PP and QM. Harsh, please go ahead with your question.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, please go ahead, Harsh.
Yeah, actually, already sent a message, but I have one 2-year experience in SAP SD. So I'm looking for a GTS or a TM, which is better.
2 years in SAP SD as a consultant?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. You have 2 years in SAP SD as a consultant, and you are looking for either GTS or TM. So, do you have in your existing project experience anything related to the transportations or anything related to the foreign exports? That exposure
no,
is there?
no. I'm only giving support. I'm working only support project.
So you have worked on SD and you are only working into the support projects. You never got chance to work on implementation?
No.
So, Harsh, I will strongly recommend you, before you jumping into we have both of the courses. We have GTS also and we have TM also. But what I would suggest you to go with our SAP Job and Mastery program if you're looking for self-paced, or to do one of the internship with us, so that you
Okay.
can get the implementation exposure. Getting a
I
project to the GTS or TM, it would be more important to get something as an implementation, even though you can get it in SD itself.
okay. I will be enrolled on a 1-year experience candidates.
1 year experience. Are you already working?
Not now. I'm just on contract. Next month, this contract will be over.
So your contract is going to end very soon, is it? And you
Yeah.
don't have any new thing. If your contract is ending and you don't have any next contract, you can drop an email to support@sastrageek.com, and we'll quickly arrange an interview call with you to
Okay.
understand this, understand whether you can be eligible candidate for the 1 year program.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
That will cover the all three SD, GTS, and TM. Everything would be covered in it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Team, please make a note for the Harsh to give him a call and check with him and schedule an interview for him for 1 year program. What will be in weekdays, as training is on Saturday and Sunday for non-working? Archana is asking. Archana, Saturday and Sunday when you're doing the training, you need to go through the videos again and you need to practice in the system. Okay, you need to practice in the system and you need to complete the assignment. If you are non-working, we will, again, you need to drop an email to support@sastrageek.com and check with them if you can eligible and if you can enroll for the 1 year program. Okay, with 1 year program, you would be kind of working 7 days a week, Saturday, Sunday trainings, and 7 days will engage you, making sure you are learning, completing assignments, and additional assignments would also be there in the 1 year program, apart from the assignment which has been given in the training course. Abhijit has a question. Course which needs to be done or will be added benefit before starting PP training module course which need to be done? No, Abhijit, a PP would be the good enough course. If you're starting with PP mastery, it start from the scratch. Even you don't know anything from zero, it would be good. But before we are starting from next Sunday. You are enrolling today itself. For today itself, there is a course, PP Mastery course would be there in the bundle. Click on that course and then start going through the videos. I always prefer if you watch the videos beforehand and then you jump into the session. Your level of interest would be very high and you would be able to straight away ask the question. Because if you don't know the topic prior hand, you are just into the observing mode. If you know the topic prior hand, you are into the checking mode. You are checking your knowledge and quickly asking your question. So that is a lot of difference if you go through the videos first and then join. So if you are enrolling, you already have access, please start going through the videos. It start from the zero, from the basic of SAP. Saurabh has a question. I am working as a warehouse executive, as an end user, doing a picking, put away, and many more relevant work. Which will be the good, SAP MM or WM? Okay, doing picking, put away, many of the relevant work. Saurabh, I need a little bit more information. Is it inbound warehouse or outbound warehouse? Okay, even though I'm not getting the message. Saurabh, what I would recommend if you can provide more details, you can raise your hand. Otherwise, my recommendation would be you should go ahead with MM first, then EWM, because WM is going to die. So first you go for MM and then you go for EWM. Want to know normal course? I think you want to know the mastery course, Sayed. You need to let us know the module name, because S4HANA as such, you cannot learn only S4HANA. You need to learn a module. So which module you want to learn? So for that module, if you can just send message to everyone, support team would be able to give you link, Sayed. Rajesh Khar Kumar has a question. I completed PGDM, Supply Chain Management, in 2015. Have a total 8 years of experience. 6 years of procurement, real estate, and 2 years of experience in warehouse. So which course should I do? Rashikar, you can go for SAP MM. Ajay is asking, what is Diamond membership? Who it is useful for? Diamond membership can be useful for the people who wants to look for 1 year program with us, because that is the path to the 1 year program. We have only open for the Diamond members. With Diamond membership, you will be having access to all the courses and all the trainings from Sastrageek Solutions. You have access to the full platform. Atanu has a question. Currently enrolled for sourcing and procurement. If I go for WM instead of excellence, should I get the internship program as a complimentary? Yes, if you go for, it's not WM, we don't have WM, we have EWM. If you go for EWM bundle, you will be getting internship as a complimentary. So sourcing and procurement bundle and EWM bundle, if you get those two bundles, you can get the internship. Rajiv has a question. 27 plus years of experience doing SAP ABAP. Have experience doing SAP ABAP work in module GTS, PLM, AATP, SD, MM, QM, PP, PM. What module would you recommend getting started? Oh, so many modules you have. Okay, so ABAP, so you want to become a techno-functional. I have many people, I have helped them to become a techno-functional. What I would suggest you, Rajiv, either you pick from SD or MM. Cut down all the other modules and pick it out any one where you feel you have more knowledge or you have worked more compared to SD and MM, and select that one. Okay, if you can select SD, it would be better, because you also have a knowledge on AATP, you have knowledge on GTS. I think SD would be better for you. Go for SD. Select between SD and MM. If you're not able to think as per your module written, I would suggest you go for SD. Sunil, I have taken PM course 6 months back, and due to some personal reason, I missed out the touch of SAP. Is there anything you can help me with so I can rejoin this journey to become SAP consultant? I think you should be still having a. You have taken, Sunil, you have taken a PM course from us or from somewhere else? You have taken the PM course from Sastrageek Solution or from somewhere else? Can you raise your hand so that we can talk a little bit more? Raise your hand in the hand raise functionality. Sayyed is raising hand here. I will try to give him the. So Sunil, you just raise the hand. I want to have a word with you before suggesting something to you. Yes, Sayyed, you can unmute yourself now.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Sayyed. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure and listening to much of the questions that were already answered. Just wanted to share my experience. I'm working for a manufacturing company, and I'm into application support, which involves SAP and the other customized application. Basically, I'm supporting procurement and supply chain departments. So it's been a new thing for me. So I'm like discussed with many friends. They advise me that MM is the best option for you to go for now, and extending it to EWM later on to work with the warehouse team. What do you suggest for me?
I will also suggest the same which your friends has suggested, because you said that you are working into the supply chain and sourcing and procurement in the manufacturing industry. That is the core which you are doing it. I would suggest you to go with the sourcing and procurement first, and then
Okay.
later on you can put it your hand in EWM. What you said, how many years of experience you have in total, Sayyid?
In manufacturing, I've been in 10 years now.
Manufacturing in 10 years. Okay.
Yeah, I've been working in SAP as an end user, but not completely. So I think it's the right time to take a much bigger picture and see if I can fit into a consultant position in coming years.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was the pardon.
What is your location?
Location is it keeps on changing. I work for projects. At the moment, I'm in KSA.
Saudi Arabia. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. The other thing is self-paced course, which you said is only if I'm opting only for MM, it is self-paced. I think it is less interactive and less interesting if there is no, somebody is, helping out to understand the course itself. And
Yeah, so
to
I would
invest one
suggest
year.
you, because if you take a self-paced sourcing and procurement, then you need to also take the server access also, right?
Yes.
If you will compare a self-paced plus server access, and if you add little bit more into it, it would be bundle. So that's
Okay.
why the 98 to 99% of the people only go for the bundle course, because it
Okay.
generates a lot of value, because it will also give you SAP job and mastery, so that you have a exposure to the end-to-end implementation. It will help you to build your CVs. A lot of things are available in the bundle.
So self-paced bundle course, does it support or does it have a mechanism to understand the subject fully? Or we have only 2 days to, get things on board while interacting with the.
No, you're asking for the bundle course, right? Where the instructor-led live sessions would be there.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so
And
2 days
how
you'll be having a live sessions, then you will be having assignments to get it completed during the
Okay.
week, during the other days. And
Okay.
we have a Telegram community. You would be
Okay.
part of the Telegram community, where you would be interacting with the community, and you would be able to ask your questions
Okay.
during for the things which you have gone through during the
Okay.
weekdays.
The rest of the days will be our own self-study, and provided by 2 days with the instructor.
Yes, your own self-study and interacting with the community through the Telegram.
Okay, one last question. Shall we be receiving any email on this particular conversation that we had now about enrolling and making payments or so on?
Yeah. Team support team, please note it down, or they can give you the link right away.
Because I've struggled to get the link for joining this session over the email. I did not receive anything. However, from the WhatsApp, I was able to do that.
Oh, is it? So team will also check that why you are not received this session link. Generally, you should get the session link.
Yes, I've left my email address in the chat box already, so they can use it. So
okay. Please, team, please make a note for Sayyid's email ID. Please share him the details.
Thank you very much. Look forward to see.
Sure. Thank you, Sayyid. We also look forward to see you in our session. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
Bye.
Next question I have from Shamili. I have 2 years of SAP end user experience in some MNC pharma. After 9 years of gap, I would like to know, to start my career as SAP SD consultant, which program is opt for me, Mastery plus 1 intern or 1 year program. So Shamili, the 1 year program is exactly meant for the people like you, right? Who want to restart their program. They are not right now working, right? When you'll be jumping into after the training, you will be having a lot of struggle of showcasing some experience. So this program can help you a lot. It's specifically created for the people like you, 1 year program. So it can help you a lot. You would be having working experience with us, and it will help you a lot to quickly restart your career journey. So I would strongly recommend you for the 1 year program. Okay, next question I have from Saurabh. Both inbound and outbound. Saurabh is saying it's both inbound and outbound. If that is the case, Saurabh, you need to go for SAP MM first and then EWM. MM first, then EWM. Bala is asking, could you suggest any book to improve my communication skills? Bala, that also, because communication is a wider topic. I was thinking to have something fine quicker. The more and more deeper I am going into it, I am thinking about of creating a course by myself on the communication, because I am not able to get exactly what it is required, exactly what course or book is required. So it is depends on that what level of communication you have right now and where we want to achieve. So based on that, we would be able to suggest something to you. Maybe you can book a one-to-one session with me. I would try to identify and then I would be able to suggest you something. But for the basic people who wants to have a basic understanding, I found that book which helped me a lot is there's a Raymond Murphy books on the English. It has 3 levels. And you need to find out your level, and based on that it can help you also, Raymond Murphy. But Raymond Murphy would be helping you to making sure that you are making your sentences correct, structure and grammatically. You need someone to speak with after doing that book. And to speak with someone, there are a lot of apps are coming, English Varta and a lot of different apps are coming, which helps you to increase your English speaking. Somebody will be there on the other side and you would be speaking with them. And then they would be correcting in your speak what are the things was correct and what are the things which you need to make it correct. I have a question from Nameen. I am supporting as an APO PPDS support consultant. I have signed for the PP Mastery. Will this help me to get out of support project roles in my next switch? Yes, if you are enrolled for PP Mastery bundle, the SAP Job and Mastery course you need to focus on. That would be helping you a lot to jump out from support into the implementation. Okay, so Naveen, please make a note. From today itself, start focusing on the SAP Job and Mastery, which is part of bundle. Shraddha has a question. I am a mechanical engineer, but currently working on PLM, Windchill, and okay, Windchill is a PLM, and don't have any experience. Which module you suggest for me? You are working on, Shraddha, you are working on the PLM Windchill, and you said that don't have any experience. I am not able to understand. Let me check if you would be able to unmute. So right now you are working or not, Shraddha?
Yes, from last 3 years, I'm working on a Vinci healthcare and life science project, but I don't have a experience on a SAP. So can I switch my
Okay,
profile
the
to SAP?
experience is not there in SAP. We have exactly the similar profile like you, and she was also working on this Windchill PLM. So she also went ahead with the PP. She went ahead with the PP plus QM, and then she was able to convert it to a job. So you can also go ahead first with PP, and then second module, either QM or PLM. One of them you can do it to get into a SAP job. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Ajay is asking, your course on communication going to be better, looking forward for it. So I was trying for 6-7 months, Ajay, to make sure that I don't divert from SAP because that's a wide area. A lot of people are doing a good job. So I was trying to find someone to find right for my student, and my journey is not ending. That's why we were thinking to do something. We had some ideas, but implementing those ideas which we have will at least take a year's time. So I don't want anyone to hold for us. Okay, go ahead in the market, whatever you find good, go for it. Although we have some ideas which will take a little bit of time to get them converted. I have answered all of the questions. I don't have any pending question. I hope all of you to see in the first session, which we are going to have on coming Sunday morning. And I would be taking you more towards the end-to-end processes. Kiran has one more question. I am from non-SAP background. Recently, I got the opportunity to work on HANA development using web IDE for modeling, creating TV for SSE analytics using SDI, and bringing data from ECC BW into data lake. What course you suggest for me to upskill into S4 side? Sorry, I have to less knowledge in SAP to ask right question. So that's okay, Kiran. So Kiran, these courses which we are going, SAP S4HANA, SD, MM, PP, FICO, those courses will not help you. If you want to upskills, you are creating CVs for SSE analytics, right? So why don't you upskill to SSE, SAP Cloud for Analytics? Okay, that would be the good module for you. We don't have that one. You need to search outside. We don't have that one. I don't recommend you the courses which we have right now, the links for. That's S4HANA courses. I don't recommend you. I will recommend you to go for SAP Analytics Cloud. Or if you want to jump into the more details or more technical, you can also go for SAP ABAP. SAP ABAP would also be a good course. Okay, I have answered all of the questions. Thank you everyone for joining today. Have a great evening ahead. Have a great morning ahead if you're joining from the Western side. And we'll catch you back in the next Sunday session. Thank you and bye-bye for now.